You say about Oronde, Dan Villari, some of the returning guys, and how you've seen their growth this offseason?
I mean, those guys are working hard, and it's a talented group. I got, I have size, I have experience, I've got youth, speed, so I've got a lot of talent in that room, and they're doing a good job. They're working hard every day, learning the offense, learning the playbook. And we're really focusing on the run game aspect of it. I know they can catch balls, so we're really focusing on the run a lot and getting them to become better blockers.
I know he just arrived over the summer, but how have you seen Jamie Tremble grow in his first couple months as a college athlete?
Well, Jamie Tremble is a tremendous athlete, and he's learning the playbook. So he started off hard, he started off well, and then he kind of hit that rookie wall for a couple days, but now he's bouncing back. He's doing a great job. He's learning, picking up the deal. We've been using him on special teams a lot. I mean, so he's going to be a good player down the road, and from the time he's been here, his growth has been tremendous.
I know you touched on all the tight end group, but you got a guy in Oronde, Gadsden, and how is having a guy like him be a leader in that room help you out a little bit?
It's been great because he's a guy that's played in a lot of games. He's a guy that's played a lot of football. His football IQ is outstanding, and he's actually a real good teammate. So he's good for guys like Jamie Tremble and David Clement, the young guys in the room who need somebody to kind of model and follow after. He's the perfect example of what you want to be. He studies, he prepares, he goes hard in practice, he takes coaching well. So he's a tremendous leader in the room.
What's it like having Michael now back up in Syracuse reunited with him?
It's great. It's always great to have him around. He's finding his way. He's practicing, doing some good things, and I try to stay as far out of that as I can. I'm coaching the tight ends. I let Coach Nunzio coach him, and then go. He's got to go and fight his way. So he's battling now for the backup quarterback spot.
Coach, how will you continue to implement Dan Villari into this offense?
Well, Dan is another guy. He's kind of like OG. I mean, both of those guys are smart, tremendous leaders. Good athletes. They're good with the ball in their hands. So he's been great. He had a day off today, but he'll be back tomorrow. He did 7-on-7, but he didn't do any teamwork. But that's kind of by design. But he'll be okay. He's good having Dan around. Dan's a good guy.
Coach, in order to make these all-around tight ends, you said they're good athletes, good catching the ball, getting the run game. Which one would you rather have? Would you have a run blocking tight end that can catch, or is it easier to kind of teach them how to run block?
Well, there's both. You want a guy that can do both. You want an athlete that can block. And I've got all of it. I mean, we haven't talked about Max Mang. Max Mang's the guy who's 6'6", 275, and he's a good athlete, and he's a tremendous run blocker. But he can also catch passes. So we've got a group that's kind of well-rounded. I can fill any hole that I need to fill for any job, and it's a good problem to have.
Coach talked about the compete level with this group and maybe the most deepest group. Do you see that as the head coach of the tight ends?
Well, that's like you said it right. I'm the head coach of the tight ends, so we set a standard that's high in that room. So we try to model the pro model, the pro example, and that's how we deal in that room. So those guys are hard workers. They come to practice and they work hard every day. They learn well. We got a lot of football plays in, so it's a lot to learn. But they take notes. They do all the things the way a pro would do it, and that's how they become decent players, in a short time.
How have the tight ends done with installing this new offensive scheme? Coach Nixon said on Monday, I think you guys are still working through it a little bit as a whole offense.
Well, it's been great. I mean, it's a lot of football, so it takes a lot of study time. It takes a lot of note taking, film watching. You got to kind of categorize certain plays so they can understand it. But it's been good. I think the guys are picking it up well. They're learning a lot. It's good to come to work every day. It's fun.
Coach Ferran told us last week Fidel Diggs has done a little bit of work with the tight ends. Just what can you say about that?
Well, he works with us a little bit, but Fidel's a defensive end, so he spends most of his time over there. But if we need him, he's capable and he's a good enough athlete to do it. So we have a package where if we have to use him in case somebody goes down or something like that, we can.
You don't have enough tight ends, Michael?
I've got enough. Like I said, it's well-rounded group. It's well-rounded group. We've got size, speed, hands, athleticism,
Does that make
physicality.
Does that make your job as a coach easier?
No, because it's only one football. So that makes it tough, and you've got to put those guys in certain packages and use them in certain ways. But we teach everybody the same way. So Max Main learns the same way that OG does, and he has the same responsibilities. He has the same disciplines that OG has. So if I have to throw him in the game for passing play, he can do that also.
Last two for Coach Johnson. Everybody's got him.
Coach, going back to your son, did you ever think, this would be possible, watching him grow up on the little league fields to now coaching him at the college level? Did you ever think you guys would end up on the same team chasing a national championship?
Well, I knew he was capable. He's always been a good athlete. But I love him being here because of the environment that we have and the culture that we have. So, whether he plays or not, he's going to be a better young man because of being here. So I'm proud of that. And then he's got to find his way to the field, and that's on him. So, but I've taught him a lot, and now he's a young man, and he's got to find his way.
Coach, what is it like working with Jeff Nixon on this offense, and just what it's been from his experience and all the NFL pieces that he's brought to this offense?
Oh, it's great. Jeff's a very good coach. He's a good person. Like I said, it's fun to come to work every day. I think our offensive staff has a tremendous amount of experience, a tremendous amount of character in that room, and we all get along well. So we all know our roles, we all do our job well, and our job is to make Coach Nixon look good on Saturday. So we're all putting that together and trying to come out and win as many games as we possibly can.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.